All right, this is my second try today. Act 2, scenes 5 and 6. So we're going to finish Act 2 here. Remember that Romeo just talked to the nurse. They got the plan all figured out. And now we are at Capulet's house. We're outdoors. And Juliet is waiting for the nurse to show up. The nurse was supposed to meet Romeo at 9. And now it's afternoon. It's been more than 3 hours. Juliet's getting impatient. She wants to know what the story is. Does Romeo actually want to marry her or not? So these two scenes I think are a little bit straightforward, but we do have things to talk about. So we'll pause and talk about them as we go along. Let's get rolling here with Act 2, Scene 5.
5. Capulet's garden. Enter Juliet.
The clock struck 9 when I did send the nurse. In half an hour she promised to return. Perchance she cannot meet him. That's not so. Oh, she is lame. Love's herald should be thoughts, which 10 times faster glide than the sun's beams, driving back shadows over lowering hills. Therefore do nimble pinioned doves draw love, and therefore hath the wind-swift Cupid's wings. Now is the sun upon the highmost hill of this day's journey, and from 9 till 12 is 3 long hours, yet she is not come. Had she affections and warm, youthful blood, she'd be as swift in motion as a ball. My words would bandy her to my sweet love, and his to me. But old folks, many fain as they were dead, unwieldy, slow, heavy, and pale as lead.
All right, if she was young, if she had warm, youthful blood, she would be as swift in motion as a ball. But old folks, many of them act as if they're dead. And so she's slow, and Juliet is clearly losing her patience here. The nurse enters with Peter, and what you're going to find during this scene is Juliet keeps asking the nurse, what did Romeo say? She keeps asking this question, and she asks it pretty clearly over and over. And the nurse keeps changing the subject, not giving her an answer. And it becomes clear that, okay, while yes, the nurse is exhausted, which is her first excuse, it becomes pretty clear pretty quickly that she's messing with Juliet because she knows that Juliet is so excited and ready for this news. So let's get started with it.
Oh God, she comes.
Enter nurse and Peter.
Oh, honey nurse, what news? Hast thou met with him? Send thy man away.
Peter, stay at the gate.
Exit Peter.
Now, good, sweet nurse. O Lord, why look'st thou sad? Though news be sad, yet tell them merrily. If good, thou shamest the music of sweet news by playing it to me with so sour a face.
I am a-weary. Give me leave a while. Fie, how my bones ache. What a jaunt have I had.
All right, so nurse, why do you look so sad? If you have bad news, at least tell me positively. If you have good news, then why do you look so sad? And the nurse's response is that she's tired, her bones ache, right? And you're gonna see that she uses that excuse a couple more times here.
I would thou hadst my bones, and I thy news. Nay, come, I pray thee, speak. Good, good nurse, speak.
Jesu, what haste! Can you not stay a while? Do you not see that I am out of breath?
How art thou out of breath when thou hast breath to say to me that thou art out of breath? The excuse that thou dost make in this delay is longer than the tale thou dost excuse. Is thy news good or bad? Answer to that. Say either, and I'll stay the circumstance. Let me be satisfied. Is it good or bad?
So, okay, fine, you're tired, whatever. If you're tired, then can you just at least tell me if it's good news or bad news? And then I'll get the details later. And then, of course, the nurse changes the subject and says like 4 different things, but none of them are the answer to the question.
Well, you have made a simple choice. You know not how to choose a man. Romeo. No, not he. Though his face be better than any man's, yet his leg excels all men's. And for a hand, and a foot, and a body, though they be not to be talked on, yet they are past compare. He is not the flower of courtesy, but I'll warrant him as gentle as a lamb. Go thy ways, wench, serve God. What, have you dined at home?
No, no, but all this did I know before. What says he of our marriage? What of that?
Lord, how my head aches. What a head have I! It beats as if it would fall in 20 pieces. My back at the other side. Oh, my back, my back. Beshrew your heart for sending me about to catch my death with jouncing up and down.
So she asks as clearly as she possibly could, what does he say about our marriage? And the nurse says, my head hurts, my back. How dare you send me to catch my death walking all around? And I imagine Juliet like with gritted teeth, like, I'm sorry you're not well. Sweet nurse, what does he say? Right? And then it sounds like she's about to say it. And she ducks it again.
Faith, I am sorry that thou art not well. Sweet, sweet, sweet nurse, tell me, what says my love?
Your love says, like an honest gentleman, and a courteous and a kind and a handsome, and I warrant a virtuous. Where is your mother?
Where is my mother? Why, she is within. Where should she be? How oddly thou repliest. Your love says, like an honest gentleman, where is your mother?
Oh, God's lady dear, are you so hot? Marry, come up, I trow. Is this the poultice for my aching bones? Henceforward, do your messages yourself.
Here's such a coil. Come, what says Romeo?
Have you got leave to go to shrift today?
I have.
Okay, so she says, is this what will soothe my aching bones? From now on, do your messages yourself. And then finally, the nurse relents and she's gonna level with Juliet. She's gonna tell her, here's the story. Here's what we got. She says, have you got leave to go to shrift today? You'll remember from our last scene that shrift is confession, okay? So have you got leave? Do you have an excuse or do you have permission? Are you allowed to go to shrift today? Do you have that all figured out? Yes. Okay. Well, in that case, Romeo's waiting for you at Friar Lawrence's cell. And here the nurse will explain the plans to her.
Then hie you hence to Friar Lawrence's cell. There stays a husband to make you a wife. Now comes the wanton blood up in your cheeks. They'll be in scarlet straight at any news. Hie you to church. I must another way to fetch a ladder, by the which your love must climb a bird's nest soon when it is dark. I am the drudge, and toil in your delight, but you shall bear the burden soon at night. Go, I'll to dinner, hie you to the cell.
Oh, high to high fortune. Honest nurse, farewell.
Exit.
All right, so there it is. We've got the plan. We knew the plan from the previous scene. Go to Friar Lawrence's cell that your husband's waiting for you. You go there. I got to go over here and pick up this rope ladder. And it says the ladder by the which your love must climb a bird's nest soon when it is dark. Of course, what she is referring to is the rope ladder that Romeo said he would send someone to give to the nurse, so that Romeo can climb up into Juliet's balcony, into her bedroom after the wedding. Okay. Now we're back at Friar Lawrence's cell for scene 6. It starts out with Friar Lawrence and Romeo, and they're waiting for Juliet to arrive. While they wait, it's probably like 2, 3 o'clock, something like that. While they wait, Friar Lawrence is trying to give Romeo some last minute wisdom before the wedding happens. So let's hear what he has to say.
Scene 6. Friar Lawrence's cell. Enter Friar Lawrence and Romeo.
So smile the heavens upon this holy act, that after hours with sorrow chide us not.
Amen, amen. But come, what sorrow it cannot countervail the exchange of joy that one short minute gives me in her sight. Do thou but close our hands with holy words, then love-devouring death do what he dare. It is enough I may but call her mine.
These violent delights have violent ends, and in their triumph die, like fire and powder, which, as they kiss, consume. The sweetest honey is loathsome in his own deliciousness, and in the taste confounds the appetite. Therefore love moderately, long love doth so. Too swift arrives, as tardy as too slow.
All right. So he's saying here that this has been a really intense, like emotional, high, positive for Romeo and Juliet, but he's warning them about the crash. These violent delights have violent ends, right? When you have this really emotional, passionate love, it doesn't stay that way, right? And so the advice that he gives Romeo is love moderately. Long love doth so. This is how long love, like those relationships that stand the test of time, it works because it's moderate. It's not this hot passion that flames out, right? So Juliet she walks in, she enters. Romeo and Juliet have some words for each other before the wedding.
Here comes the lady. Oh, so light of foot will ne'er wear out the everlasting flint. A lover may bestride the gossamer that idles in the wanton summer air, and yet not fall. So light is vanity.
Enter Juliet.
Good even to my ghostly confessor.
Romeo shall thank thee, daughter, for us both.
As much to him, else is his thanks too much.
Ah, Juliet, if the measure of thy joy be heaped like mine, and that thy skill be more to blazon it, then sweeten with thy breath this neighbor air, and let rich music's tongue unfold the imagined happiness that both receive in either by this dear encounter.
Conceit, more rich in matter than in words, brags of his substance, not of ornament. They are but beggars that can count their worth. But my true love is grown to such excess, I cannot sum up some of half my wealth.
Come with me, and we will make short work. For by your leaves you shall not stay alone till Holy Church incorporate two in one.
Exit.
All right. So Romeo basically says, if you have as much joy as mine, if you're in as much love as me, then it says, let rich music's tongue unfold the imagined happiness that both receive in either. So we'll both be so happy once we get married. And I really like the metaphor that Juliet uses in line 32 here. She says, they are but beggars that can count their worth. But my true love is grown to such excess, I cannot sum up some of half my wealth. So only beggars, only the really poor people can count how much money they have, can count their worth. But I have so much love that I can't even count half of it. It's a nice image. And Friar Lawrence says, come with me, we will make short work. You shall not stay alone until Holy Church incorporate two in one. So they exit. And that's the end of scene 6. That's the end of Act 2. Now, what you'll see if you glance ahead on your page to the very beginning of Act 3 is that on Act 3, we're back outside with Mercutio and Benvolio and all these other people. And a little bit of time has passed. Not a lot. I mean, it's a couple hours later, probably. But we cut from just before the wedding to a completely different scene. And so it frustrates some people because there isn't actually a wedding scene in Romeo and Juliet. This is as close as we get, where they're about to go get married and then it cuts off. In fact, sometimes when you watch movies, they'll do like a montage and they'll put a wedding scene in here between Acts 2 and 3, but it won't have any words because there isn't a scene. It'll just be like a montage with music playing and you see Romeo and Juliet and Friar Lawrence and they're doing a little wedding ceremony, right? The end of Act 2 and the beginning of Act 3 is the turning point. Beginning of Act 3 especially. This is where it goes from just being a love story into a tragedy. So as we start Act 3 later this week, notice that, pay attention to how the tone shifts from what we've seen so far, this kind of silly, forbidden love encounter story, into something much darker, okay? You can look forward to that. We will begin Act 3 on Friday, Act 3, Scene 1. Again, one of the most pivotal, important scenes in the entire play. So I'm looking forward to it. I hope you are too. Make it a great day. We'll talk to you soon.